Hi there, Geoff Coughlin, editor Scale Modelling Now. So welcome to this inbox browse where we're going to look at this new tool, Gloster Meteor F.8 in 72nd scale from Airfix. Great to see this released. Of course, we had the 48 scale version and now we've got a 72nd scale kit. First thing that strikes me straight away is that we are looking at this new plastic, which is much better than the old softer light bluey grey plastic. Similar to the Buccaneer, Hawkesley Buccaneer, or Blackburn Buccaneer I should say, that was released by the company in 48 scale recently. But this looks really nice and crisp, really nice fine panel lines, very fine I think for the scale, which is good to see. Two different types of intake on the engines, depending on which version you choose. And then of course you've got the sort of classic shape of the wings, upper and lower sections with the air brakes that you can have deployed or not as you choose. Coming across here we've got underwing tanks, optional positional, I should say, positional rudder, I really like that. And some lovely little detail going on here in the cockpit. Really fine, I think, for 72nd scale, which is nice. Plenty adequate for me. Some internals for the engine, which is good. And whilst you can't actually have the cowls open, certainly if you peer in through the front of the engines, you'll see some decent detail there. Positionable flaps and elevators by the look of it. Again, very nice detail going on here when you look at the smaller parts. Very innovative looking design here for the undercarriage and wheels and tyres. So they are in different parts, but it looks like you just bring it together. And then you've got the completed assembly. So quite interesting that. I'm going to be interested to see how that goes. I think you get away with this in 72nd scale. 48, I'm not sure. I think you definitely would need, a bit more finesse in terms of a definition between the tyre and the hub, but I'm sure in 72nd scale that's fine. Separate nose cone sections, and probably looks like jet pipes here. Wheel well detail by the look of it, which is good, and a pilot figure if you want him. Clear parts, crystal clear, good to see those. Coming across here, let's have a look at the decal sheet. Well, cracking decal sheet as you'd probably expect. Beautiful in terms of quality, which is the hallmark really of Airfix decals these days. A Belgian aircraft, which is great, and then you've got a couple of RAF versions coming across the instructions. Typical of the current style, but just having a quick peep here inside, you can see you get a half decent ejection seat, which is good. Just need to add some straps onto that, but it looks perfectly good for the scale. And then you've got that detailed cockpit tub going in there. Again, it looks like very innovative assembly here. Again, plenty of strength with those internal spars here, which is clever, isn't it? Where you can see the backs of the engines, and then you've got undercarriage wheel bay detail all molded in. So that looks pretty clever to me, which is great. Little nose section here. Hopefully this will fit nicely, nice and snugly. I found mine was a little bit fiddly to fit on the 48 scale kit that I built, but nonetheless, you can see here, you can see this assembly going on for the undercarriage, which is interesting. But overall, I just really like the look of this. I think it's excellent. Really like the engineering. And you can see here you've got these two schemes. It's really kind of snazzy 500 Squadron. This is the County of Kent Royal Auxiliary Air Force aircraft from 1953, based at West Malling. Of course, you've got our Belgium friend's example here, which is nice. 350 Squadron, Beauchevin, Belgium in the 1950s. And then, of course, you've got a camo version if you don't fancy the silver painted aircraft of 74, Tiger Squadron. Well, what's not to like about that? So there we go. That is a quick inbox browse looking at this new Gloster Meteor F.8 in 72nd scale from Airfix. I have to say, it looks impressive. Looking forward to the build of this one.